everyone, welcome back to Brambleberry Cottage. So this week we are decorating our front patio, and one of the projects we're doing is we're making out of this old fence that was like a gate. We're going to take this gate and we're going to use the wood from it and recycle it, because you know we love to recycle. Basically what we're going to do is make it into a Christmas tree and place that in the front as a decor. We're going to decorate our front pots in the patio, and we're going to put some ornaments and some little things here and there and some more lights. We're going to really pretty it up, and hopefully if all goes well and it's not too bitter like it's already becoming. We're about 2 in the afternoon and it starts to get dark within the next couple hours. If all goes well and we finish it and it's not too bitter, we'll end it with sitting by the fire. So stay tuned and see what we have going on with this project here. So we know that it can stand up, so now we're going to go bring it to the front. We're making holes because this is frozen. Last year, if you remember, we had these 3 separate rings, all different sizes, and I had taken the greenery, I had wrapped it around with like a floral tape and this gold ribbon. This is what was left of last year, so I'm just unwinding it. I'm going to try to keep the bow on there because I have it glued together. But basically what I'm going to do is redo these. So the ring and the bow, if I can help it, is going to stay the same. I cut some arborvitae from my yard. I'm going to put just a couple of sprigs in the bottom, and I'm just tucking it in. So we're going to tuck one on one side, one on the other, just so you see the basic idea of what we're doing. And then I'm going to save some of these for after because I basically want to get the main shape first. I'm going to wrap that around with our floral tape from last year. I had the wire standing by because I didn't know if I would use the wire, and I'm still not sure yet, but so far it's working out with the floral tape. It's a great thing about these things, it really does last year after year, so it really helps to just leave it on there because you can reuse it the following year. Now this floral tape, oddly enough, this adhesive is pretty good and it looks like it might stay. But I think to be sure, I'm going to just hot glue a little bit just to make sure it really stays on there. So maybe at your little piece at the end, just maybe add a little bit of the hot glue so it stays in place. I'm going to use a little tool to help me just because I do not want my fingers on that hot glue. Also on this side. Yes, before someone mentions it, yes, I do know that they sell products like special gloves and little thimbles that you can put on when you're using hot glue. I'm just lazy and haven't gotten to it yet. So now that I have that in place, I'm going to tuck some extra ones in to make it a little bit fuller. I'm only doing this on one of the wreaths because all the wreaths are going to come together. So I'm not actually going to be putting green on all of them. So I originally thought I would put it on the smallish one, but I decided to put it on the middle because I thought it would be kind of neat. So on the last wreath here, I'm going to just add some of our wire. The floral tape was a little bit worse for the wear on the last one. It probably would have worked just fine, especially if you hot glue it, but because it was a little bit thinned out and ripped a bit, I just didn't want to chance it. So I'm just using the wire. I do have more floral tape, but I have the wire here and I'm just trying to do something different here. I'm working around the ribbon because I had hot glued it last year. I could take it apart and do it over, but kind of a pain to do that. So I'm just trying to salvage what I can of it and work around it. What I was saying before is I was just going to do green on just the bottom, but I ended up putting it on the wrong one, and then I thought, oh, maybe we'll go with it. So I'm kind of doing it in layers. Sometimes I like the mistakes, sometimes I don't. I'm not sure how I feel about this. It might look a little bizarre. So the point was to maybe do all 3 together and do a little something neat with it, but not sure how I'm feeling about it because there's space in between. It almost looks a little strange. But to leave them separate, I could do like I've done before, is just to leave them separate because that's kind of neat too again. I think the together thing may not have worked out. We have one where I might keep these 2 together and then I might keep this one separate. So I glued it a little bit to give it a little bit of reinforcement, but I'm taking this wire around the pine cone and I'm wrapping it around, and it's okay if it grabs some of the green too. just to get it secured in there. Try to go with smallish pine cones or thin ones. If you can, I have one with like a stem or branch attached to it. That was good because it helped me kind of wind it around a bit. Every Thanksgiving we try to get mixed nuts still in their shells, and I thought that might be neat to add a little bit. I want it to be like a natural Christmas thing. And these little pieces of green, I want to cover some of the stems of the pine cones. Just cover it up a little bit. Anything that's showing that looks unsightly, I'm going to try to cover it a little with the excess green pieces. So the ribbon's a little wonky, but I think it's okay. I'm going to hang that in a hallway. So we're kind of doing a silver and gold theme for this one. You remember those balls from Dollar Tree? Kind of gluing on a few here and there. Just doing the silver for this, so it has a silver and gold theme with the gold ribbon and the silver balls. And that's the medium one. So for this one, I'm going to ask Paul's assistance.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, so I'm going to need you to hold this as I'm wrapping this around. There may be times where we'll switch jobs. I'm basically tying this around. I have this random
Little garland?
Garland here. Thank you, dear. I couldn't say the word. So I started to do this. This was the small loop that I had. Dollar Tree, we had grabbed these 3-pack of hoops. Basically, we're going to kind of every so often, with this random garland I had received from, I believe, my aunt, and she was getting rid of it, and I had it over our bed, and it's fine, but it just was missing something, and I wanted to put a wreath in our room above our bed. So I'm going to use this garland to go around this kind of plain hoop. It just wasn't working out how I liked it, so.
It's harder than it looks.
It does. Yeah, so you kind of take it and tie it a little bit, and then you start wrapping it around on each end. So I took the brass bow off just because I'm doing something different with this, but we're going to wrap it around in various places. A little bit wayward. I'm not sure if it's too wayward for me, but I think I like it. It looks more natural. So I'm going to hang this above our bed in our room. So this garland and this hoop, and I still had a few berries that I started to glue on. I'm going to leave it there, but I'm like almost like a winter berry. I'm going to leave it like this, I think, where I'm going to hang it, and it's going to be above our bed. So let's take a couple of pictures so you can see where everything's going.